Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome to Te Awaroa National Park Part 2, Part 1. Sorry, fucking. Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome to Te Awaroa Part 1. We're just gonna get started on the Te Awaroa map and get it going as we need to get through the story so we can start doing other stuff. So we have Te Awaroa, Rancho del Arroyo, Mississippi Acres, Revontuli Coast, and New England Mountains before we are done with all the stories. So 5 more maps, then we're done with the stories. So without further ado, let's jump right on into Te Awaroa.
Kia ora. No mai haere mai ki Aotearoa. Welcome to New Zealand and to Te Awaroa National Park. This little slice of paradise is teeming with creatures big and small, and more adventures than you'll find on any movie screen or storybook. Now I've lived out here in the Wop Wops all my life, and never wanted for anything else. In fact, it's practically in my blood. This place and my family go way back. Things have been a little tricky lately, though. It's fast becoming somewhere I don't recognise anymore, and I don't like it. That's why I dragged you out here, Hoa. With your help, we're going to wean ourselves off outside money and make Te Awaroa a model for sustainability the entire South Island can get behind. Right, let's get moving. Glad to see you've arrived in one piece. Josh is my nephew. He just got his license, and I swear that kid spends more time with his hands on the radio dials than on the steering wheel. I hope he didn't talk your ear off. I've had to rely on him a lot lately since my legs started acting up again. I was planning to head out and meet you today, but here I am at home, propped up on 5 kinds of pillows. Doctor's orders. Anyway, that's enough chit-chat from me. Head over to the outpost marked on your hunter mate and let's get you started. I hope you had a chance to spend some quality time on your own before I rang you up. Your mate, Alejandra, said the two of you were here on holiday? She had nothing but praise for you, by the way. Said you almost single-handedly turned things around for her in Cuatro Colinas. Well, naturally I have pretty high expectations, but let's take our time getting to know each other first. I'll admit that it wasn't just her recounting your heroic antics that made me pick up the phone. She said you were, and I quote, stoic, practical, and probably born out in the bush somewhere. Just what I was looking for, in other words.
Okay, where is he? Alright. First one down. So, probably noticed that there is a little bit of some movement that I've done. So I played this with a couple of my other friends. You probably saw it in one of my Hunting with the Crew videos. And basically I just tried to do everything with them without unlocking anything. So I have moved all throughout the map, not all throughout the map, but I moved throughout the map without unlocking any of the outposts, any of the not light towers, but any of the lookout points and any of the information stuff. So all that should be brand new and we'll get for the first time. So yeah. nice spotted gold right off the bat.
We got a little overly reliant on these tentpole releases. Well, I say more tents and fewer releases. Does that work? Nah, you're right.
Movie magic. Filmmaking is a lucrative industry in New Zealand with annual screen revenue of over NZ $3 billion in 2018. Profit is highly concentrated. The Auckland region accounts for over 50% of screen revenue in a given year. The majority of revenue is still generated by domestic contracts, but this is steadily decreasing in 2016. About a third of gross revenue was international business, with 90% of this coming from North America. Tourism has grown in kind, with sleepy rural areas featured in films transformed into major attractions almost overnight. What? No! Oh my gosh. So another 4 and a piebald female fallow deer. You're absolutely kidding me. My maps are kind of crazy, I guess. So we'll see what we can get. I think we can get both of them. The 4 is nothing too crazy, but that piebald. She's laying down. That's not bad. Alright, we'll see what we can get. Alright, we just got one. Piebald. You're absolutely kidding me. Well, we're starting Te Awaroa off with a bang, so let's keep going. Te Awaroa is following the suit where we get at least one trophy, and we've already got it, so hopefully the rest of the map or rest of the story isn't boring or there's nothing there. I hope we still get stuff, but that's pretty damn quick to be getting a trophy. That's close up to Quattro Colina's quick, because Quattro is pretty quick. So we'll see. Maybe this is another good map.
Not far now. We built these outposts in the early 90s. They got the works, repurposed materials, solar roofs, rainwater tanks. That was back when people used to just call you a hippie. Now everything's sustainable, clean, green, eco-friendly. Hippies? Ha! Try trailblazers. And good for the environment doesn't have to mean bad for your back. It's pretty cozy inside. Go on, take a look. company. That'll be Josh's doing, the brat. I told him to leave things be, but I guess he couldn't resist. Anyway, maybe it's just as well you get used to it. I'll fill you in later. Right, mate? See that camera on the table? Strap it to your chest and let me explain what exactly you're here for. There's a lookout tower not far away, so you can head up there and get a sense of the place while I flap my gums. Nice and tight now. Wouldn't want it coming off right when you've got a shot lined up.
It's really interesting how the gun sounds different in maps. It's not the same.
So, the plan. I want to turn this place into a year-round retreat for hunters like you and Alejandra. So I don't spend most of the year worrying about whether our native plants are going to get overrun by deer again. There's a lot of filmmaking talent out here, and it hasn't been put to good use lately, if you ask me. So we're going to make a commercial, show the world there's more to New Zealand than haka and halflings. And who better to demonstrate the thrill of the chase than an experienced hunter like yourself? Te Awaroa's prime was back in the 80s. Most of the other hunters out here are equally long of tooth. We need someone young, new, dynamic. You. The camera will do most of the work, so you just have to make sure it's on when you head out to hunt. We have a couple of strategic locations on our list to get through. But let's get you that view first. There's the lookout tower, just up ahead. Just take that in. Spectacular, isn't it? This eastern area is all rolling hills and conifers. There's a line of mountains in the centre of the reserve, and native beech forest, and a lot of rain on the other side. Right, so remember Josh's little prank? This place doesn't receive a lot of government funding, unfortunately, and a couple of years ago we were running out of money for field research, and the outposts were in need of sprucing up. So I guess you could say we made a deal with the devil, the Hollywood devil to be exact. Long story short, they've just wrapped up filming for the final movie they were contracted to do. Some fantasy thing, shiny blade or shimmering dagger or something. Now let me check. Resplendent sword. I'll send you the blurb they gave me. My nephew tells me it's a big deal, but I'd certainly never heard of it before this. But yeah, as nice as it is that Te Awaroa's beauty is up on the silver screen for all to see, it's come with its share of problems, to say the least. The bigwigs left in a hurry, and we got left with a bunch of basically intact movie sets scattered here and there all over the reserve. Well, I'm telling you all of this because Josh just rang me up and said that he spotted another set on his way back, not far from where I wanted you to try filming your first hunt. Can I trouble you to go clear it out? We can't run the risk of any of the props from the film featuring in our footage. Cheers.
Alright, let's see. Our Resplendent sword, the legendary blade has awoken once more. An age of strife is upon us. Creatures of darkness from a world beyond our own roam the land, doing the bidding of their evil master Name. When her peaceful forest village is sacked, a young human named Aaron is taken prisoner and brought far into the mountains of the north. There she awakens to the power of the legendary resplendent sword and becomes a bearer, assembling a ragtag group of allies from all races to help her in her fight against the forces of darkness. But how far is she willing to go to preserve the world she loves? Will she be able to defeat Name, or will she too succumb to the power of the sword she was destined to wield? From the renowned director of gripping period drama Our Daily Gruel and blockbuster hit Retaliators, Endless Strife comes this adaptation of R.J. Pine's classic novel Resplendent Sword. Experience a breathtaking fantasy world where the forces of good and evil clash in spectacular cinematic set pieces. Marvel as the latest innovation in practical effects and CGI come together to create a Resplendia that exceeds your wildest imagination. Film background. Eons ago, the world of Resplendia was a series of bickering petty kingdoms, too wrapped up in their own affairs to notice the encroaching threat from the creatures of darkness. It was only after much cajoling from the Queen of Four Unities that the four races banded together to craft a weapon of legend to face them. Blueprints drawn up with much bluster by humans were realized with iron from the dwarves, forged in the enchanted fires from the elves, and cooled with the purest wart from the dwelling places of the mer people. This legendary blade shone brilliantly at all times and came to be known as the Resplendent Sword, wielded by the legendary warrior Bryn. It cut down the creature of darkness, banishing them to whatever shadowy realm they came from and restoring peace to the people at last. For one brief period of 1,000 years or so, Resplendia was an idol. The sword was handed down from one hero to another, known as bearers, according to the cycle first to elves, then humans, then dwarves, then more people. All good things must come to an end, however, and so it was when the evil elf Name, entrusted with the great weapon, used its power to unleash the creatures of darkness on the world again. Name exists by the power he draws from the sword, but he cannot be called alive in any meaningful sense. A new bear is out there, a human, just 19 as the film opens in her peaceful forest village, when the village is destroyed by the creatures of darkness. After they refuse to hand over what little food they have left, she's taken as a recruit for the evil army and brought far into the mountains of the north. There she senses the power of the legendary sword and goes on the run with a ragtag group of allies from every race. The film builds to a climatic battle where Name's evil army faces off against the combined forces of the now united races. Aaron uses her power as a bear to push the creatures of darkness, revealed as mere stooges for their master with no wills of their own, back into the realm from whence they came. A fraught peace is finally established. Interesting. I'm probably butchering. Like, it can't just be Name. But, oh well.
Tricky little fella, eh? If at first you don't succeed and all that, you'll get the next one.
I don't know about needing to get the next one. Alright.
Oh, what a mess. If I'd known this was going to happen, I never would have agreed to it. This isn't even the worst of it. Right, let's take it one by one. Just bundle them into crates and I'll get someone to swing by later and transport them out of the reserve. Quite the medieval fair. Looks more than a bit incongruous out here if you ask me. Are those real oranges? Good enough to eat, eh? I hope it didn't have an actual fire in that thing. Imagine if some silly townie kid had wandered over here and decided it would be a good idea. That's the last of them. What's that note? Props list. Foam statue of haughty elf standing prow, 9 foam warriors, 8 golden goblets, 3 green screens. This reads like a Christmas carol. See any of those? Bit dodgy. Townies must have been up here. Well, even though this isn't our mess to clean up, I should probably ask around and see if anyone knows what's happened to the missing props. The last thing we need is to get blamed for this. Maybe they did a very selective sweep. I'll see if anyone has a big wig's numbers. Thanks for your help, Iho. Let's move on. Before you head off and film your hunts, first we've got to set the scene, so to speak. The marketing team's looking for some photos for the reserve website, something to give people a taste of what this place has to offer. Now that we've dealt with that bloody mess, you think you could head over to Lake Wakaiti and snap a few shots for us? There's a willow tree there growing right out of the water that all the influencers or whatever they call themselves go bonkers for. It does make for a good photo op, I'll give it that. Running low. The outposts have ammo of all kinds and more besides.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and feel free to check out my second channel, US Rex, just to see what's there. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, as it is the start of our new series, our new map. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Good times.